On the afternoon of July 8, 1947, a 25-year-old lieutenant sat at a typewriter on an Army airfield in the New Mexico desert and wrote one paragraph that would outlive him by 58 years. He didn't want to, a colonel told him to, and the paragraph said, in plain government English, that the United States Army had recovered a flying disc. Within hours, it was on front pages on 4 continents. Within a day, it was gone. Retracted, replaced by a photo of a torn weather balloon. The lieutenant spent the rest of his life being the guy who got it wrong. Except he wrote something else near the end. A sworn, notarized statement, sealed, with one instruction: do not open this until I am dead. He died in December of 2005, and then they opened it. Let's start with what we know. His name was Walter Haut, not a starstruck kid, a bombardier who flew 35 missions against Japan, who was at Bikini Atoll for the atomic tests. In 1947, he was Public Information Officer for the 509th Bomb Group at Roswell, the only unit on Earth cleared to drop a nuclear weapon. This was the tip of the American spear. On July 8th, Colonel William Blanchard dictated the press release. Haut delivered it. The Roswell Daily Record ran it. RAF captures flying saucer on ranch in Roswell region. That headline is real. By the next day, it collapsed. General Roger Ramey stood before the press with a weather balloon and Major Jesse Marcel kneeling beside it. Nothing to see. Everyone home. Here's the strange part. Haut should have been furious. His name was on the false story. Instead, for 40 years, he quietly insisted Blanchard was no fool. That there was no chance a man like that mistook a weather balloon for a flying disc. He said it in a signed statement in 1993 while alive, with nothing to gain. The official answer is Project Mogul, a secret balloon program spying on Soviet nuclear tests. And it's a genuinely good explanation. It accounts for the secrecy, the strange material, the lie. It accounts for almost everything, except the bodies. The Air Force said those were crash test dummies, but that program didn't start until 1953, 6 years too late. When your explanation requires witnesses to misremember the decade, you don't have an explanation. You have a hope. Now, the sealed document. In 2002, Haut signed an affidavit, held until his death. In it, he names the men at the morning meeting. He describes wreckage passed hand to hand, foil thin, unmarkable, that no one could identify. And he says Blanchard drove him to Building 84 and showed him the object. Egg-shaped, metallic, 12 to 15 feet, no windows, no wings, and 2 bodies under a tarp. 4 feet tall, heads too large. He ends with one line. I am convinced that what I observed was some type of craft and its crew from outer space. If Haut wanted fame, he had 50 years and a live microphone. Instead, he downplayed it while alive and locked his one true claim in a box he could only open by dying. That's not a man chasing a spotlight. That's a man who made a promise to Blanchard to stay silent while his friend lived. The real signature of this case isn't the testimony, it's the absence. The 509th logged everything. They handled nukes, yet the records from that 1 week are full of holes. The FBI's own teletype about the object has a line blacked out. What part of a weather balloon needs redacting 79 years later? I don't think it's a 1,000-person conspiracy. That's harder to believe than the aliens. I think a frightened bureaucracy did what they always do with what they can't explain. They didn't write it down. And the not writing, repeated 100 times, leaves a hole shaped exactly like the truth. I can't tell you a craft crashed in that desert. The evidence doesn't close, but a lie is smooth, built to go down easy. A secret is jagged. It leaks at the seams. A redaction protecting nothing. Records thorough about everything except the week that matters. A confession timed to arrive from beyond the grave. Roswell doesn't have the shape of a lie. It has the shape of a secret. Walter Haut wrote the first sentence in daylight, and the world took it back by dark. So he wrote the last one where they couldn't reach it. He signed it, he sealed it, he died. And then it spoke.